What is up, everybody? It's Mr. Birmingham, and we're back. That is right, everybody. I'm back, and in today's video, we're going to be going over very obscure locals in the Birmingham area. Yeah, that's going to be the title: Obscure Locals in the Birmingham area. We're going to be doing the local intermodal train. We're going to be doing a local cement plant, and we're going to be looking at an NS train serve a different cement plant and Empire Coke down here in I think it's Center Point. I think it's close to Center Point, Alabama. Now, to address the last 3 months that I've been off, I'm not going to get too into it. Just some dramatic stuff happened, and it's over now, right? Now, I do have a bunch of new footage. Me and Southern Rail caught a nuclear train. I'm pretty sure if you guys watch me, you watch him. So you can see that on his channel. I'm going to post that in an upcoming video. We did another Rail Fan Weekend. That's going to be in an upcoming video. But yeah, I'm excited to be posting again. And let's just dive on into the video. All right, this first clip is going to be of the Conrail Heritage Unit. I forgot the number on it. My apologies. I know I could just look in the video, but I'm obviously too lazy to do that. But there's a spot on the line where I'm guessing I'm going to call it the South Carolina branch or Carolina branch, crosses over to AGS Main. And I want to catch a Heritage Unit coming up the hill and crossing the bridge, and I'm finally getting the chance to catch that with this locomotive. So that's what this first train is going to be about. Did you guys see that pan? I'm coming for you, V12 Rail Productions. That right there was crispy. Okay, it seems I don't catch the full train here. I just instantly hop over to the next spot. So let's go ahead and teleport over there. All right, we're at the new spot. Now, for a fun fact, my brother actually told me if I stood back a little bit, it's super cool seeing the train emerge from the curve. And I really wanted to get a Heritage Unit with this view, and I finally got it. Next up is going to be a CS6 local. I don't really know the numbers for anything on CS6, so I'm just going to be calling it CSX local behind the Lowe's. But let's go ahead and hop over to Bessemer. All right, I caught him going through Inslee Yard on the way home from work, so I leapfrogged about 5 miles to Davy Allison Boulevard. All right, I got in front of it one more time. I catch it on 18th Avenue right before it enters the Lowe's yard. All right, I did catch it before they did any of their real switch moves. Right now, I think they're backing in some cold guns onto what I assume would be like track 8 or something. I don't really know too much about this yard, so you guys are gonna have to bear with me. Now that was a really smooth couple. I wish they did that at Norfolk Southern, but the crew on this train was super nice. I did talk to them for a little bit. I didn't record them obviously because I think recording people while they're working is already weird, and then recording the conversation between them is even weirder.
What's up? How you doing?
Good, yourself?
I'm doing good, doing good.
Oh, look at me being sociable. The dude was nice though. I do end up stepping back in this clip a bit because they shoved these guns on the track that's closest to me. to get into what really piqued my interest about this local today, and it was the few two-bay hoppers right here. These two-bay hoppers in particular carry cement, or the cement powder. And about 5, maybe 10 miles down the track is this cement plant. And there's this crossing where like when I was a little kid, I would always go across this crossing with my dad or whenever we was going somewhere. And I've never seen a train take that line before. And I was wondering what that line went to until one day I got on Google Maps and I saw that there was a cement plant at the end of this line. And I've never caught the train serving the cement plant. And these 3 or 4 cement cars, especially what they're about to do now, made me think that they're going to run up to the cement plant. So let's see what actually happens here.
Yes, sir. How about you?
This right here is what confirmed that they were going to take the train up, or at least these few hoppers up to the concrete plant. They swapped the EOT from the front to the rear of the train because the concrete plant, or at least from this scene, is to the right. They came from the left, the concrete plant is to the right, and they put the EOT on the head of the train. And what really confirms it is the runaround, and we'll get into that here in just a second. All right, I hopped over to the other end of the yard in anticipation of their runaround move, and I really couldn't explain to you guys the excitement I was feeling to finally catch a train going up this branch line. The branch line is all jointed rails, so it sounds pretty angelic when the train's going past. Like, I was super excited about this. All right, I break off right here to go in front of Intermodal Container Logistics, where we're going to be at later in this video, to catch it coming across that crossing, because I've never caught a train going straight through there before, so I wanted to catch it there first. All right, we are at the crossing, and as you can see, it's just a normal cantilever crossing. It's really nothing special. I don't really know what drew my attention to this level crossing in particular, but it just stood out to me. I don't know why. And as you can see in the video, that all the lights actually work. Normally, on most of these older crossings that see little to no use, the lights tend not to work. But these all these lights work, so I'll say that's a plus. All right, I didn't catch it coming around the corner, but I do catch it going into the plant to do it switching. But I think this shot right here is really nice. I love the scale of the building with the locomotive turning the corner to go in front of the building. It's layers, and I love the layers. But this train took forever to do its switching, grab its outbound cars, and leave. I want to tell you something like 3 hours, maybe more. I sat out here and it was super humid on this day that I remember. But I'm gonna shut up now and let you guys enjoy the video. I forgot to tell y'all that there was an NS train passing on the main in that first clip. But about 3 hours later, he emerges out of the yard with a few empties. I'm guessing they receive loads and send out empties. So he's pulling out a few empties, and he pulls up to about those old pieces of rail right there, and then he stops for another hour. So yeah, back to waiting. All right, they do something really interesting here. If you notice in that last clip, there was a rail kink or a car mover moving behind what the locomotive was pulling out. And what they end up doing is connecting to these two bay hoppers to the left of the locomotive. And then they pull those hoppers down so the locomotive can back in and couple to them. Now, the reason why I think they did this is because right now, if the locomotive was to pull up and back in and couple up to those cars, it'd be on too tight of a curve to get the to line the couplers up properly. So what they did was they coupled up the rail king. They put air through it so the rail king could stop it because that is a lot of weight, and they pulled them down so the locomotive can get a better couple. And I thought that was the coolest thing ever. All right, when he makes this couple, I go ahead and peace out to another crossing that I've always wanted to see a train on. And this crossing is probably way cooler than the other one. This is like a four-way intersection crossing, and it's got gates on all ends, and you can really hear that clickety clack from the jointed rail on this spot as well. Crossings like this is why I wish I was born back in the day so I could see how crazy the rail action was in Bessemer. Because this crossing is just a remnant, and I'm really glad I get to see a train on it. Because this might be the last train. That cement plant might close down, so you got to be grateful. Did y'all hear how good that sounded? Oh my god. Bro, I love rail fanning so much. You don't really hear that clickety clack. You just don't get that anymore with on the main line. So you really have to go hunting for stuff like this. And I loved every second of it. Like the smile that was on my face behind that camera. I wish I could explain it to you guys. That excitement. Man, I just love rail fanning, man. If y'all don't have something y'all love this much, y'all get it. If that has to be a person or an item or something, it's really beneficial to have something that you love a lot. All right, we teleport back over to downtown Bessemer, and I was gonna catch him switching the cars out at the Lowe's yard, but he stops just shy. This is the rail bus right here, picking up the crew. All right, they do end up tying down a little bit further in the bushes, but I do end up finding where they tied the locomotive down at. I just had to step over a few steps. Now, this next bit probably did, partake in a bit of trespassing, but, it's for a footage of my first Dash 8 locomotive, so I felt like I was justified. Alright, this video was edited over a course of a few days, so I don't remember everything I said. I'm not going back to watch this full video about 8 times, but I do recall me saying that Bessemer had a large rail presence, and this is a good example of that. You can see all the old abandoned tracks. There's a yard back there that's probably not even used anymore. I do think I see a few cars put in storage back there every now and then, but it's not used anymore. That's why I wish I was born just a little earlier to maybe catch the brief end of this. Like, this is amazing to me. Alright, right here you can see an old diamond. You can see that white truck. This is in the past. That truck is gone now. I totaled it out. You can also see an old spur track that went into an industry. I just wanted to show you the other side of the yard, but I still think like this is amazing to think that all of this was moving and bustling at one point. Like, this is so crazy. I'm going to be completely honest here. I don't really know the difference between a dash 8 or a dash 9. If it was like a B40 and it had like the double axle, then I wouldn't know. But like a triple axle locomotive, they look all the same. But from what y'all tell me, this is a dash 8 locomotive. And the string of hoppers makes this look even cooler. And yes, I am most likely trespassing right now. Alright, this video has gotten to about 30 minutes long at this point. My laptop isn't going to be able to export this in the quality that I want it if it's any longer. I really hate to do this, but there is going to have to be a part 2. But I will leave you guys off with a few photos that I got of this Dash 8 and this little hopper unit train.